Hoka, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of March the 7th, 2025, Mars Chronicles, Chapter 15, Under the Mask, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian from Denver, Colorado. And with me is Lee, and he's from Fountain, Colorado, which is quite a bit south of Denver, but almost neighbors. How's it going, Lee?
Oh, going pretty good.
Cool. Anyway, before we get into welcoming guests and stuff like that, we still got the LA Fires fundraiser going on. I haven't received any additional money from the GoFundMe yet, but I did. I think we were waiting for $38 or some small amount like that. So I went ahead and put that into the not the GoFundMe, but the Greater Good charity, and that brings us up to date. So we're probably going to take this down by the end of the month, I would say, because I think they're pretty much. I guess I'm going to have to check the news on this stuff, but I think they're pretty well set, I think, in terms of the response and helping people out and all that. But we still want to help them as much as we can, because that's a kind of a horrible thing for your house to be burned down, like that. And there were like 12,000 homes destroyed. So, we definitely want to help those folks out, to show them the Alita Army cares. I see we got the Bad Man out there. How's it going, Bad Man? It's good to see you out there in the chat. All right, Lee. So what's going on down there in Fountain, Colorado?
Not quite. Not a whole lot. It's not exactly a big town or anything, so
yeah,
not much changes, which I can't say I'm disappointed in.
Yeah, that is a benefit of being in a small town, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of laid back and slow moving and stuff like that,
as opposed to the Springs, which is about 20 miles north of me. I think.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of gang-related shootings this past couple months.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we've got gangs moving into the area, so.
Good God. Yeah. So anyway, well, hopefully the police will take care of that one. Now I see Smendrix out there. Grüß Gott, mein Freund, wie geht es dir heute? This is good von Sie zu sehen. And hopefully... Smendrick, I sent you a link if you want to come on. So, that is that, I guess. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool up here in Denver as well. I mean, we kind of got warm up here. And for a while, it got up near 60, I think. And then that's Fahrenheit, which is probably about 15, I guess, in Celsius, I would guess, somewhere in that area. But now it's cold again. It's down about 0, I think, Celsius. So it's, I think we're going to get warmer weather though over the next couple of days. So that'll be pretty cool, I think. So I just want to remind everybody that Alita is still on Netflix, and our guy Charlie Smith has been following this pretty closely. Let me see. He had an update for that here just recently. Let me see if I can find it. And yeah, I guess Alita has since I guess as of March the 2nd, Alita has had 25.4 million views on Netflix, which is that's about maybe I think it started on November 7th. So that's 5 months. So getting 5 million views a month, that's pretty good, actually. And if every one of those folks went to see the movies, you can do the math. That'd be 25 million times, say, round figures. What's a theater ticket? About $16, something like that.
It was about 15 down here.
Yeah. Grüß Gott, Smendrick, wie geht's?
Grüß Gott, how are you? Yeah, I'm a little bit better than the last few weeks. But yeah, it's still horrible here.
Oh, sorry to hear that. What's going on?
I had told you one.
Oh,
I had a very, very heavy infection.
oh, wow.
Caught on a public event, I think.
Ah,
And yeah, now they are not sure if it is like COVID or the normal flu, the standard flu. Sorry. So yeah, a lot of side effects, and yeah, it's horrible.
oh, sorry to
But
hear that.
yeah, I try to do my best.
Oh, that's all right. Well, hang in there. As my mother used to say, my mother was English. She'd say, press on, press on regardless, you know.
Yeah, we should look for Vladdy. Vladdy told me just a few minutes before he will come to the chat or
Yeah,
to
he's
the
in the
stream too.
yeah, he's in the chat. Let me let's see. Let me do something.
Here, yeah.
Yeah, he's out in the chat. So let me let's see here. Where is Vladdy? There.
We had a gaming session.
Yeah. No, I'm looking in I'm looking on Twitter DMs. So well, now there's Vladdy. Yeah, there he is. All right, Vladdy, check your Twitter DMs, bud. And you can come on and discuss the manga with us, the Mars Chronicles. So you won't be spoiling anything because Mars Chronicles is quite a bit different than the original manga or even the Last Order for that matter. So anyway, Vladdy, I sent that to you. So anyway, well, it's good to have you on board there, Smendrick. Glad you're feeling a little better anyway, because I know you were sick for quite a while there, probably.
Yeah. Over 8 weeks now, or 10 weeks. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It looks like an entire.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know the word. Damn.
Crunk?
No,
crunk?
the word I was looking for is Ewigkeit.
Ewigkeit. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, wait.
I go to Google Translate. My German's not fluent, so that's
eternity, I think, is the right term.
Yeah.
Without looking at Google, you see my brain is slow, anyway, but still working.
Yeah. Anyway, es ist eine sehr lange Zeit, nicht wahr?
Sehr lange Zeit, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I just told him it was he was sick for a long time, so so anyway, we're glad you're back on with us there, Smendrick, because we kind of missed you, man. So
yeah, I followed your streams sometimes, not always.
Yeah.
In the last few weeks, but it was really heavy when English isn't your
first language.
Your first language.
Yes.
Then you are exhausted.
Yeah.
Just listening. Not talking, but listening to it makes you exhausted too.
Yeah, I guess English speakers talk pretty fast too, don't we? Sometimes.
Yeah. When they talk very fast, like Channel did in her drawing session on Discord, and she can speak sometimes very, very fast.
Yeah.
Then I don't understand anything.
Well, I know what you mean because English is my first language, but German is my second language, and Spanish is my third language. So, and my Spanish really sucks. It's really bad, but I can barely get by, I think, sometimes. But I understand.
If you get the idea behind the sentence, or the idea
Yeah.
or at least the topic,
Yeah, exactly.
then you can think when you hear the people, you can get the emotions and the loudness and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's horrible if you are sick and have to concentrate on or focus on topics. Then, oh man,
yeah, it's tough. Well, anyway, I guess getting back to Alita here, she's on Netflix still. So if you're wanting to see Alita again, now this is not Netflix in the United States or Canada. I guess that's Hulu. If you want to, I haven't checked Hulu lately, whether she's on Hulu or not. I would assume she is, because if it's on Netflix, worldwide, then since Disney owns Hulu, maybe they put it on. But I don't know. You check that out. But if you don't live in Canada or the U.S., then certainly it's on, and you can get Netflix. Certainly you can watch it. And if you got a VPN, of course, you can watch it on, if you're in the US or Canada and you've, kind of point that VPN to say maybe Australia or England or something like that, then maybe you can watch it on that Netflix. But, you have to, I think your user, your account has to be set up for it and that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling on here, I guess. So if you can watch Alita on Netflix, we can drive those numbers up, because we definitely want to get that sequel, and driving those numbers up is going to help that. We still have Rosa's Queen Studios bust of Alita, and of course we want her to have this as an expression of our appreciation, our admiration, and our affection for our queen, because she's really a super actress, and we really appreciate her a whole lot, And of course, she knows I have it, so it's in my house. It's not hurting anything. It's just sitting there in the box, and it's going to sit there in the box until she's ready for it. And when she's ready for it, she'll let us know, and we'll get that to her any way she wants to get it. And we got the Alita sequel petition going on, and I think that's incorrect. I think that's 178,398, I think is what it is now, which would be 157 additional signatures for about 3.5 months, maybe 4 months, approaching 4 months. So, it's chugging along, just a few every week. I think probably here, I keep promising Vladi I'll do this, but I'm going to do this this coming week. I am going to put some money in there next week to kind of drive the numbers up a little bit more, and hopefully that'll get things going with our with the numbers. I think one other thing too about this, and this is not related to the petition itself, but some of you may have seen in the news that Robert Rodriguez is starting a new venture, I guess, called Brass Knuckle Films, and that's going to be pretty cool, where you can invest in films, and you'll get some money back. It probably won't be a lot unless you got like millions of dollars you want to put in there, but it's a worthy effort. Robert Rodriguez is a great director. I mean, every film that I've seen that he's directed, I have really enjoyed a lot. And certainly Alita is one of them for sure. That's my favorite movie for sure, but he's done films like Machete, Predators, and so forth. So he's just a really good director, and he's given us fans a chance. If we want to participate, in the production of a film, even if it's in just a limited way, it's I think it's worth it. So anyway, check that one out as well. And I guess probably Angelus will talk about that tomorrow on Radio Chaos as well. So and
yeah, Cricky, from the information I have till now, yeah, I don't understand anything.
no.
Can we explain it a little bit deeper tomorrow?
Yeah, possibly. I guess so. I guess I could put a.
I don't understand it. Are we addressed, or are great professional investors are the target for this request?
No, he's targeting fans. He wants fans to participate.
Imagine what can a fandom like ours, or like we are, collect more than, let's say, I don't know, $20,000 or $30,000, but then it's a really big thing. What they need.
Yeah.
It's
but but the thing of it is though, Smedrick, every little bit helps, and I think he's Vladi says it doesn't make sense. I know some YouTube creators that are doing a similar thing where they give you credits at the end of their video and stuff like that if you've given them money to produce a video or something like that. Fans can't afford to fund movies, not at the levels that the movie would need overall. But I think this is a pretty good outreach myself. But we will see. I'm so sure that we'll cover that in Radio Chaos tomorrow. I didn't have time to get it in the presentation here, But
don't worry.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, But it's not going to be.
And the next thing is, do we talk about Alita sequels, or do we talk about any of
I think
any sequels Rob Roth is in the position of a director or producer or whatever? I don't understand.
It's not just Alita. It's any movie he might want to produce. Yes, Bad Man, I agree with this 100%. Now, I'm not going to slip into politics. I'm not going to do that, but I agree with you. So, anyway, I've said that piece. I'm not going to say any more. So, but I think I think that we, like I say, I think we'll cover it a little bit tomorrow. Like I said, I didn't have time to put it in here.
And the next question, the last question, sorry for interrupting you.
That's all right.
Quick. Why do Rob Roth didn't contact us directly?
Well, it's not.
We are so present in the social media channels, in all social media. It would be easy for him to talk with us in addition or at first or whatever, before spreading it in the
well, the only thing I can think of, Smendrick, is this is not just pertaining to Alita. This would be any film that he would want to produce, or it could be like Bloody says right here. He's also soliciting ideas, and if it's a good idea, then he might run with that, So he's kind of looking for two things. He's not just looking for money, because he can raise the money, and that whole thing about getting money from the fans, that would be probably a small amount compared to the money they would need to make a movie. But he also wants ideas. How would you, what kind of movie do you want? Of course, the Creek has plans to give him a treatment, for say maybe some kind of Alita short or something like that, see what he says. And yes, that's right, Lost Lake. The Creek is going to throw some serious cash in there eventually when we see what's going on, you know, or at least that's my hope. So anyway, that's kind of what I want to do, you know, to kind of help out, you know, overall. So you remember he does have his own studio. He's, you know, Troublemaker Studios. So he's you know, he's doing his thing. I mean, this is, I think this is a great idea.
I found it a little bit weird because of this. Yeah?
Yeah.
They think and they making business in another dimension than on a fan base level.
Oh, they're not gonna. No, he's not gonna. Well, now I can't speak for him. I am not an insider. There's no way. He
should explain it.
Well, he does. He's got a website. You can go to it. I'll hunt it up and maybe put it in later.
Then make it include it in tomorrow's stream.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
So we can discuss because really the only thing I saw was the few messages in Discord, and that's it. Yeah, he's not present on Blue Sky, and so I didn't have any. I didn't get any information about it on a second way. Yeah.
Mm. Well, I think we did get a tweet on it on X, so we got that, or Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not longer on X, so
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, but just to kind of wrap this up, I want to move on. Is that you know, yeah, he probably could not raise money to produce a movie just on fan contributions. That's not what he wants to do. He just wants to involve the fans, and I think it's a great idea myself. You know, I think
as long as our queen has the main character, then we are happy, and we do anything.
Well, I'm really confident we're going to get that sequel. I mean, I am super confident, and you know, when we do get it, I'm so super duper confident that Rosa will be Alita again. It's going to be great. You know, that'll be that. So anyway, all right, moving on. We got the Alita Gaming Network still going on. I haven't been on this in a couple of weeks because I've been kind of busy with 2 weightlifting competitions or powerlifting competitions, and haven't been able to get on here. I was on here this morning very briefly, you know, so I haven't really done anything in the Alita Gaming Network. I think Matu is still watching it, but Matu and I don't have a lot to do with this because everybody in the Alita Army is really respectful. You know, we don't do something that's going to be untoward or you know, inappropriate or something like that. We're not doing that on the Alita Gaming Network. You know, on the off chance that we would see something like that, then one of us would delete it, you know, and probably kick the person out if they did that. But you know, we have a lot of fun here. You know that you can load your own content, upload your own content on here if you want. If you do art, you can upload that. I know Channel uploads some of her art here. You know, if you do live streams like Chaos Nova does, he puts links to his live stream in there. I know I put links to this live stream in there, and I haven't done it this week, but I will put this link in after we get off here, because I think you know, really most of my viewers are you know, they see it afterwards because I have a really big international presence, so, or fairly big, not big in YouTube standards, but that's where my biggest, you know, group is. And I think only about 1/4 of my subscribers are US, you know, and I think I get maybe 3% or so from Canada, something like that anyway. So about maybe 3 out of 10, perhaps, you know, of people that are subscribing to my channel actually are in the US or Canada. But the bottom line, didn't mean to get off on a tangent there, but we do watch parties on here. We haven't done one in a while for one of the main reasons, because our guy Smendrick here has been sick, so he hadn't been able to participate. Now,
Yeah, sorry about this.
oh, that's all right. That's all right. You know, and I know Mandatory Carry, he wants to see the anime, you know, the Rusty Angel anime.
Yeah, we have to do this on a more regular basis.
Yeah, we do. You know, the last 2 weeks would have been tough for me anyway.
Yeah,
since I was doing the competitions, but anyway, that's you know, that's we have fun on that. We've watched Alita on this on the Watch Party channel. We've watched Ghost in the Shell. We watched Rollerball once. I think we've watched Rosa's Star Trek short on there a couple of times because it's kind of cute, you know. And we've had a good time with it, you know. So
yeah,
if
and
you want,
few days ago, even channel had an art stream.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It was really nice, short but nice.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, and anybody can do this kind of stuff on the gaming network. So, you know, by all means, you know, kind of if you want, there's the link below our Chibi Alita mascot there on the, you know, down there below, and that link is also down in the description, so you can click on that. You have to have a Discord username, but it doesn't have to be your real name. It doesn't have to be your email address. You can come up with any name you want. Now, I think you do have to enter your email address to be, you know, on Discord, but that's not displayed. You get to pick the name, you know, any name you want, because just to show you, certainly you guys know my name is not Creek. It's but that's what I am on the gaming network, Creek Indian. You know, that's and I think Smendrick, his name is not Smendrick, or he's King Haggard on that one, but that's not his name. So, and you know, certainly Lee has
Are you sure?
Username. Yeah, I am definitely. I got an email from you. Remember? I know you. Yeah, I know your name. So anyway, but you know, if you want, I know Smendrick and Vladi hang out on this thing quite a bit, and they have fun on it. And you heard that Channel did an art stream on there, which was pretty cool, you know. So and I think Maxie uploads the link to Radio Chaos on here. I don't know how many people are on this now, because I haven't been on this thing in 2 weeks. So I'll have to get on and check it out. It was 39. I don't know what it is now. So we kind of haven't really been pushing this or promoting it, because everybody likes it being small. It's real intimate, you know, and they seem to enjoy that more. So we're kind of going slow for them, you know, but hopefully it'll grow eventually, you know. We'll have more and more people on there, particularly when we get the Alita sequel, you know. Badman says, I wonder how James Cameron moving to New Zealand will affect the Alita sequels. My guess would be not, you know, but because, you know, that's where I guess Weta is down in New Zealand, and certainly James Cameron owns Lightstorm. And I know at one point when he had that interview with Forbes magazine, he said he was going to, when he sold his house in California, he was going to move to Austin, Texas. Now, he's not in Austin, Texas now, obviously, but that's a pretty good indicator he's still serious about it. Now, he's also still working on the avatars, so that's he's pretty well. I mean, I think Avatar 3 is in post, I think, and Avatar 4 and 5 are, if they're not being filmed, they're about to, or at least 4 is, or whatever. So at least according to IMDb, they are. So. But anyway, I don't think, Badman, it will have an effect on it, because I mean, when they get ready to start working on Alita sequel or Alita Falling Angel in earnest, then he probably will, or he might fly back. I don't know if he will or not, but he might. But today, with the network being what it is, there's no reason why you couldn't, couldn't do some things remote, like he does, And of course, if Robert Rodriguez, if he directs it again, he's there in Austin. He can do it. I mean, that's I don't think that's going to be a hindrance myself. Okay. Just one thing I wanted to say, and this is going to sound like I'm bragging, but I'm kind of proud of this. A couple of weekends ago, I won the Colorado State Championship for my age and weight class in powerlifting. And last weekend, I competed in the Arnold Schwarzenegger's Sports Festival. And among 20 master lifters, I came in 11th. So, and there was some of the
congratulations.
Appreciate it. There was some pretty strong guys in that thing that are, world-class lifters in there. So, I wasn't going into this thinking I was going to win, but it was a lot of fun. I got to, I watched some of the other events around there because they have a bunch of events. They had weightlifting, they had judo, they have strongman, they have all this stuff around there. And they have a really great vendor exhibition, kind of layout there. And I went to one of the booth of this one lady that I follow. Her page, her name is on YouTube, Meg Squats, but she wasn't there because she just had a baby, so she was still minding her kid, So, but it was fun. I just really enjoyed it quite a bit, and we just. I think we did well to place 11th out of 20 of some of the world's strongest master lifters, and there were 2 world records set at that meet and an American record set. My American record was not broken, so, that was cool. So anyway, let's get off of that. Creek is rambling on here, I guess.
No, it's okay. Congratulations again.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it. Okay, I guess now, if you don't have any other questions about some of this other stuff we went over, Lee or Smendrick, I guess we can go right into
we have
manga.
so many questions that we need hundreds of streams like this.
Oh, and we are going to have a Stammtisch after this too, by the way. The last couple of weeks we haven't done it because I've been kind of caught up in these competitions, but we are going to have a Stammtisch this week. So if you want to join us, just...
Didn't you want to establish Kansas Bar at the Discord server? At our Alita Gaming Network?
I guess I hadn't thought about it, but I guess I could. You mean like another channel or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
you told us.
Like a voice chat channel?
Yeah.
With everything, we can even do whatever we do on other channels too.
Oh, thanks for reminding me, Smendrick. Lee, now that I'm past these 2 competitions, I want to have an IMAX viewing of Alita here at my house, and I know you and Alita Rave and Do Not Stand By were interested. And I know Do Not Stand By asked me about it here about 3 weeks ago, and we just get there and watch it, on my big screen, So I don't know, maybe that's a thing we can plan on here in the near future, I guess.
Yeah, and on a side line, you can.
That could be the first video we upload too. Us all at the Kansas Bar. The Denver branch of the Kansas Bar.
A live recording of watching it.
Oh, that's going to distract
so
us watching.
Could we start our local copies here? And seeing you or watching you watching the IMAX
and watching the movie as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can work that out, I think.
Yeah, and cheering to each other and whatever.
Yeah, there's no problems, only solutions, as they would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Should be easy to install a camera in a position where we don't need to watch the movie itself. Yeah,
Mhm.
but watching the movie.
Yeah, I don't know how much fun that's going to be for people.
Yeah, we had some fun with our plushies here, and
Oh yeah.
we are crazy,
Okay.
and crazy people have to do. Yeah,
Crazy thing.
it's their obligation. Yeah, they have to do crazy things.
Well, we are crazy about Alita, and we're crazy about our queen, and we're crazy about the movie. Yeah, okay, I'm good about that. I
And we
guess.
should invite Rod to those
Yeah.
watch parties.
Don't hold your breath on him showing up.
This would be funny.
All right, so we gotta kind of pull this off. All right, you guys see that all right? I guess I can see it.
Sorry, my eyes are too bad for this now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And my display is too small. So
Well, we're going to read it, so you'll be good with this.
yeah.
So I think. Now, if you remember where we left off last month, Erica and Baron Muster had fallen into this quicksand looking thing. They're on the surface of Mars, and of course they got sucked down into it. And what happened is that there they are. They've been sucked down into the quicksand, and you see them coughing and panting and doing stuff like that. And of course, Erica says, "I guess it could be Baron Muster, but am I alive?" So they're kind of in darkness. They can't see anything. And then Baron Muster, he pulls out one of those little glow sticks you have. You shake it and it lights up. And I guess, well, I got to read this from right to left. I keep forgetting to do that. And I don't know who's saying this because it's not pointing at us black. Anyway, someone says it could be Erica. Since the sounds echoes, it seems we've fallen into a cave-like place. And then, that kind of thing. And then how I wish you'd have gotten burned and buried and died, and yet don't make shrill noises. Wait, now I can see some light. And then that's when he shakes the glow stick and they can actually see. And so what has happened is they've fallen down into this, it's a spaceship. And of course, they're going to bring this up in a little bit, but you can see that they fell in through the roof there. And you see all the sand that is, kind of fallen into the spaceship. And, they're kind of in there under the sand. So anyway, what happens, Erica says, where are we? And Baron Muster kind of holds up the glow stick and he says, it's not a very old thing. And I guess he's referring to the spaceship there. And he said, judging by its structure, it's a spaceship. From the northern spaceship from the northern expeditions, time after an emergency landing, it got buried in the desert. I guess that's what's happened. So in other words, this is I don't know if this was a result of the war or whatever, or I guess they had a civil war on Mars at that point. That maybe that spaceship might have got shot down, or maybe had some kind of operational problem or technology problem, and it crashed in the desert. And got over the years, it got covered up, by the Martian sand and that sort of thing. And then Baron Muster says, he kind of chuckles. He says, "Don't be on guard like that. Why don't we call a temporary truce?" And then Erica looks at him and says, "A truce?" Like, she don't know what a truce is, I guess. He says, "My subordinates are skilled. I'm sure they'll find this place from where the LaBelle crashed." And I don't know. I think that's that vehicle that he was riding, not the spaceship. He says, until that happens, we have to survive in this hole underground. There's no choice but helping each other. And now he says, let me formally introduce myself. I'm Baron Muster. As you can see, I'm sick. I can't move now. And so I have a favor to ask you. And then, of course, some time goes by. He wants her to find a lever, and she's kind of crawling through the spaceship. And so he yells out, did you find the lever? And she's coughing. She's looking for it. And then I guess, she's thinking this, I guess, when I thought I was finally safe, I'm being worked hard by a ruffian. And she kind of also thinks, what an unfortunate girl I am, and all this time sand is still pouring in, stuff like that. And then she sees some skeletons in there in the spaceship. And as you can see, they are nothing but bones. So they've been down there quite a while, those skeletons. And Baron Muster says, good, you did it. So she evidently found it, found the whatever, some kind of switch or whatever it was she's looking for. As I suspected, the atomic energy battery for emergency use was still functional. Because, when you get some kind of a nuclear power like that, it takes many, many, many years for that to kind of expire. He says, with this, for the time being, we won't have to worry about illumination and lack of oxygen. And of course, Erica, is crawling out of there. I had a devil of a time, she said. So, she's so small, a little kid. So she could crawl in these nooks and crannies like that and kind of, find the switch or the lever that they needed to turn on the lights, I guess, and restore power to the spaceship. And then, of course, Erica runs up, says, Baron Muster falls over, and he's kind of gasping, I guess. What's wrong? Erica says, what's wrong? And he's panicking. He says, I will remove my equipment for treatment purpose. So he says, shut your eyes if you don't want to see something scary. So, and this is where it gets kind of weird at this point. And you have to remember what he looks like when he takes all this stuff off, because it's kind of important in the way Alita was actually started, but we'll get to that eventually. Can I see what's under the mask? And she says, I want to see it. I want, and he goes, suit yourself, but if you cry, I'll kill you. So anyway, he takes off everything, and he's a grotesque looking individual that has basically what looks like faces all over his body. And what those faces are, and I can't, Lee, maybe you can help me out here. You read
mask tumors.
Yeah, mask tumors. That's right. And it's they're just all over his body, as you can see there. So he's a pretty gross looking individual here, And of course, that freaks out Erica big time. And Baron Muster says, kind of chuckles, says, ugly, right? And she says, is this that Siamese twins thing? She's referring to, I guess, some of the masks on his body, some of the tumors. And he says, although you're a kid, some difficult words, huh? And she says, however, this is something inborn. This is a strange disease called mass tumors. Yeah, if I'd have waited, Lee, I'd have found that out myself, wouldn't I? And it looks like one of those tumors might be going eek or something like that. So maybe those tumors are somewhat sentient, I guess. I'm not sure, Lee. I don't know if you remember anything about this.
Yeah, they have some limited development sometimes in the larger ones. One of the biggest problems with them is that the host tends to have a lot of stress placed on their body because the faces actually require nutrients and whatnot to survive, which means that they draw it away from the host. So they end up requiring a lot more food and stuff like that, which can lead to health problems.
Yeah.
and eventually death.
Badman says the ship crashed about 10 years before that. So yeah, that'd give time for the bodies to turn into skeletons, I guess. So anyway, you can see, man, that looks gross, doesn't it? God almighty. It says the cells of living beings have the disposition to change into the body organs from the very start. A certain substance makes the cell's regeneration mechanism go wild. So it's kind of like a cancer, you know, uncontrolled growth. And well, it is. Sarcomas in this shape of a human face is formed.
Well, in the wiki, it says it's an aggressive form of teratoma.
That's a fantasy cancer at this point, I guess, isn't it?
No, teratoma is actually a fetus in fetu. Are rare forms of mature teratomas that include one or more components resembling a malformed fetus.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Not the one that he's got. It's just it's based on a real thing.
Based on a real thing. Yeah. Okay. And of course he says, and they multiply one after another, which is what cancer does. It's uncontrollable growth. That's what the masked tumor is. So if I had to judge, looking at that hard scene there, he's probably terminal, you know, at this point. So anyway, it looks like he's got some medicine there, and he injects himself with it that kind of, you know, gets him somewhat stabilized. And he said the troublesome thing about these guys is that they even have a brain. So yeah, they are somewhat sentient, at least like Lee says, the larger ones.
Yeah, they have some kind of limited mental capacity, at least.
Yeah. And Erica says, so do they talk to other talk? Oh gosh, I can't read. So do they talk on their own accord? So he says they don't have trachea and vocal cords. I don't know if these guys have a consciousness or not. They aren't much trouble in that regard. Now, it seems to me, though, maybe they don't have a voice box and stuff like that, but it seems to me that they probably do attempt to make noises at the very least, you know. So I don't know, you know, I mean, he's as you can see, he's pretty sick, you know, himself, you know, Baron Muster. Don't get feeling too sorry for this guy, though. He's evil. So anyway, and this goes into what Lee was saying a while ago. A human brain consumes really a lot. It needs 20% of the oxygen in the whole body, and it consumes 25% of its glucose. So that probably stunts the growth of those masked tumors, you know, because it's like Lee was saying, the host body is going to gobble up most of the resources, which means the masked tumors are going to be relegated to just subsisting on, you know, on just what's left over, I guess. And it says, although small, if the brains of the masked tumor increase too much, the heart and lungs become unable to endure the burden. So I guess if it could drag him down, even though he's getting most of the resources that his body needs, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's one of the things we were saying is a complication for teratomas, particularly in fetuses.
Yeah.
Because the teratoma can engage in something called a vascular steal, where it steals vascular resources from the host.
Yeah. Anyway, Erica says, if they get in the way, just chop them off. And he kind of chuckles a little bit. And he says, I thought that too. However, it's useless. The mass tumor factor infiltrated every nook and corner of my cells. So it's kind of embedded in his overall being, I guess, in his physiology. For instance, he says, even if I replaced everything aside the brain with a machine body, I wouldn't be able to avert the mass tumor to spring forth in my brain. So, you know, I guess he would have a situation there to where the mass tumor, I guess it's always looking for, you know, new areas. I know this sounds a little gross. Sorry about that. But if they can't find another spot on his body to grow the mass tumor, then what they would do is they'd infiltrate his brain, and you'd have, like, two brains in there, and three, so it's pretty creepy, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he says, therefore, this is the makeshift solution I've devised, and he kind of shoots himself with some form of poison, I guess. The content of these injectors are cancer cells I've cultivated from my body tissue. Fight poison with poison. So he's fighting the cancer, the mass tumor cancers, with other cancer cells. The mass tumor and the cancer cells eat each other. That's kind of weird. Boy, what an imagination he's got. Eat each other, and just for a little while, the multiplying is halted. I know it's madness. Doing such a thing won't make me last long. And that's what he says. Then Erica says, you have to stop being a ruffian and go to a hospital. And he says, I have a reason I can't do that. And then that's the end of the part one. Now we're going to go over part two, because we don't want to leave you hanging like that. And of course, the part two of this is that he's looking for some kind of revenge until I have my revenge against who turned me into this. So evidently somebody inflicted him with this mass tumor type cancer, And then we go into part two. And of course, he's injected himself with this poison. And you can see some of the masks have fallen off, some of the tumors, I guess. He says, once I was a good man who loved life and his family. However, disputing the Mars secret treasure, I was ruined. The people I love, human dignity too, everything was taken away from me. Kind of playing the victim a little bit, isn't he? My great plan of revenge that took 10 odd years will be accomplished in a little more in time. Just one more year, no, half a year, if my life holds out. I'm going to stand by that guy's beside. Gosh, Gary, come on, let's read. I'm going to stand by that guy's beside, spit at his face, and sneer watching his despair. And he kind of has that like that, kind of like an evil villain, I guess. Anyway, chuckles, he coughs and hacks and all that. And he says, getting excited is poison for your body, is what Erica says. And he kind of inhales some deep breaths. He says, currently, there's no perfect treating method for the mass tumor. However, there's just one hope. Erica, do you know the fairy tale, The Nine Kings and the Djinn of Mars? Now, a jinn is a demon, in case you don't know. That's kind of I guess that's kind of an Arabic thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like a Middle Eastern folklore.
Yeah, that's right. And she says, of course I know it. It's Yoko's favorite. And of course, there you see it, the annoying, that's the new king under the new king under the demon of Mars. That's the translate. Oh, the nine kings, not new, nine. I'm sorry. And I was reading in German. I didn't pay attention to what was in the corner there. The nine kings and the Djinn of Mars. Anyway, so that particular little story, I guess, is about a demon. I guess that is fighting nine kings on Mars or whatever. And basically, I guess he's relating this, or she is, the greedy kings who took away the deception of the immortal nostrum from the Mars jinn started a dispute against each other. In the end, they perished in a war in which they used ethnarchs, I guess, giants made with jinn's magic. So I guess the demon has some magic powers that he can I guess, create giants. I don't know what an ethnarch is. Do you know what that is, Smendrick? That's doesn't look like a German word to me, but
yeah, I can't read anything. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, it doesn't look German, but anyway, he has the ability to create beings and giants with his magic. The demon does anyway, and so the nostrum. Stolen, the jinn loses its magic power. Its fate is to become a whirlwind and to roam about Mars while crying. You know, so I guess that's one of the storms on Mars, I guess, in that case. Now, of course, this is what, 200 years in the future, or 100 years, whatever. I don't know the timeline. Bad man, you know what that is. I see Angelus is out there. Angelus, you can come on if you want. The only honest king who survived not getting involved in the strife hid the nostrum. He left clues about it in a magic cane and a magic book. So this is kind of a fairy tale kind of thing, isn't it? Hundreds of years pass. A young, poor shepherd girl solves the mystery of the cane in the book. She finds the immortal nostrum and lives happily ever after. So, you know, Baron Musser says it's a childish fairy tale. However, in this tale, there are fragments of truth. The immortal nostrum exists. And of course, Erica says, and the keys to reveal its hidden location are that gold stock and Clausewitz on War, Volume 2. And he says, this cane and that book are those magic cane and magic book. Left out the word the. The legendary secret treasure left the immortal nostrum could be to cure the mask tumor. Now, I think he's putting his hopes on fairy tale to cure himself, but anyway, there you have it. Due to this secret treasure, my life was driven mad, but to accomplish my revenge, I'm seeking for it once again. It seems that my destiny has been hopelessly cursed by Mars' secret treasure. And he kind of chuckles a little bit. And she says, Erica chuckles. Now you can see Erica is starting to develop that personality she had when she gets older. And when she starts fighting Alita, you know, they become enemies, I guess. You see she's already starting down that path. And she kind of chuckles herself, says, I've heard something good. If you want this cane and the book back, you'll obediently do what I say. So you see she's already starting down that path. And Baron Muster says, you intend to threaten me. What can a child like you do? And she says, look, you know, and kind of shows the book. I'll set the book on fire, you know. Of course, she starts a fire, and of course, that right there would probably freak him out, you know. But anyway, he says, "What? Huh? It doesn't catch fire." And of course, you know, it kind of, her whole plan kind of goes up in smoke, I guess. And he ends up grabbing her hand. It looks like, or has some kind of I'm not sure what that is. It looks like some kind of like grappling chain of some sort or something.
Looks like the cane she was holding.
Yeah, it turns into what looks like a snake, I guess. And she goes, eek, you know, and throws it away, I guess. It's kind of a biblical thing almost, because if anybody, now I'm not religious, but you know, I do remember that when Moses in the Bible, Moses confronts Pharaoh, he has a staff and Pharaoh has two staffs, and all three of those staffs turns into snakes, and Moses' staff, his snake, eats the other two, you know, snakes, and then turns back into a staff. So that's kind of maybe where I guess Kashiro got the idea, you know. So now he laughs, you know, wah, ha, ha, like that, kind of like a demonic, you know, bad guy, I guess. And Erica said, that gave me a scare. It seems like this cane is alive, you know, and of course the cane is kind of twitching around in the sand, and he kind of does the evil laugh again. So that cane was made with shape memory alloy fiber, so it's not really alive, I guess. If it's hit with an electric current, it wiggles like a worm for some time. It has been observed a certain kind of regularity and periodicity in its movements, but no one has solved the mysterious meaning of its movements yet. And of course, Erica's just kind of watching this thing kind of, twist around in the sand. What is this bad man that you put out here about what okay, I think one of the ethnarchs was visible in the chapter when Dr. Finch crashed his van and they meet Gartner Moy. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I do remember that. I guess we covered that a couple of readings ago, I guess. And now this thing starts writing something in the sand, and that's what Erica says. The cane is writing on the sand, and Baron Mustard says, "What?" And he says, "What is it writing?" And he said, "I can't see from here," is what he says. And he says, "It's writing on the sand. It was such a simple writing machine. You never understand it, even if you wriggled in a tiny research laboratory." So it looks like it's probably magical, I guess. What a blind spot, and he kind of does that evil laugh again. What a feat you did, Erica. Take photos of the characters with this camera. So he kind of throws the camera toward her and she's going to take photos of it. And of course, she's grabbed the cane again, and he says, "What are you doing?" And he's kind of in disbelief. He says, "You want to compete with me until the end?" And he says, "All right, I'll guarantee your safety from now on. Is that fine?" And she's already turning into the Erica that we know that fights Alita later. "Are you stupid? Of course I won't set for only that." So she's getting smart. "Are you pushing it too far? Do you want to say to give you half of the nostrum?" And she says, "I don't need any treasure. I just want to be happy like a little shepherd girl of the picture book." So she's still a kid, "However, I can't be happy," she says, "because I'm a bad girl. The little shepherd was a good girl after all, because in the picture book it's written that bad children will get punished." And I guess Baron Mustard says, "I, a veteran of evil, will hear you out. What in the world did you do?" So he's asking her to tell her some of the bad things she's done in the past. And of course, she tells him everything about how she murdered her parents. And even as evil as he is, he can't believe it. He says, "Unbelievable." And she says, "Mustard, you loved your family, right?" He kind of acknowledges that. He says, "I hated my papa and my mama. That's why I killed them. I'm more of a bad child than you are, right, Mustard?" And he just kind of laughs, He says, "Erica, you've got nothing to worry about. Rather be proud. Have pride in your wit and strength. Who has decided that a villain can't be happy?" So in other words, he's saying, yeah, bad people can be happy as well, is basically what he's saying. And then, of course, he laughs again. "Parting with you would be regrettable. Erica, starting from today, I'm making you my disciple." I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so, And then that's the end of the story. So, just kind of going back, I guess, we see where Erica now is starting down that path,
It seems Baron Mustard is going to cultivate her dark side too.
Yeah, I think so. She's already started down that path, it looks like. Well, she did that when she murdered her parents, although that was, certainly murdering somebody is not, that's not a good thing. But you can kind of understand why she did.
Oh, I can absolutely understand why she did,
yeah.
Considering what they did to her.
Yeah, they just tortured her and let the dog eat her hand and stuff like that. That's, that's pretty bad, So, but she started down the path then, I guess. So you can see he's demonic, this guy. He's yeah.
That's the thing. Right now, she's exhibiting a good deal of regret for the things that she's done.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Baron Mustard is going to get rid of that regret.
Yeah, I think so. Well, he already said, didn't he? He says,
Hmm.
what did he say?
Who decided villains can't be
Yeah,
happy?
who has decided that a villain can't be happy?
Hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty ugly looking. So she got the cane back, I guess. So anyway, you guys, any thoughts?
Yeah, really.
Oh, okay. So Badman says, yes, ES 373, which is about 200 years in the future. That's what I thought. The Nine Kings allegedly arrived on Mars around the time of World War II. Wow. Which is
Which
why
would
they're
be why.
considered just a fairy tale, because
Yeah.
nobody would believe anybody in World War II could get to Mars.
Hmm.
So anyway, I guess, yeah, they discovered that staff is kind of can wiggle around, I guess, and it writes something in
Kind
the
of
sand.
curious as to what it was writing.
Yeah, it doesn't show that, does
And
it?
was some outside force controlling it when it's doing that, or is it got some kind of
Who
built-in
knows?
programming?
Yeah, don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, I'd say Erica's probably a poor little girl. I think. I mean, at this point, still, even though she's killed her parents and now is in league with Baron Muster. I mean, I kind of feel sorry for her. I mean, granted, this is a fictitious character for sure, but you kind of feel sorry for her, because she's her parents are dead. The one person she really loved was Yoko or Alita, and that was taken away from her. So she's to be. I think I would feel bad for her a lot. And what is she, about 6 years old or something? I mean, that's pretty sad. Yeah, he's pretty ugly, this guy, Baron Muster. Oh, it looks like he's got a face on the side of his face too. Look at that.
Yep. He's got those tumors on
On
quite
his
a bit of his
arm.
body.
Yeah. Boy, Kashiro sure has an imagination, doesn't he?
Hmm.
Yeah, he looks like he's on his last legs. Just judging from the size of his arms and how frail he looks.
Yeah, it's the malnourishment from all those tumors sucking up everything.
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, any thoughts, guys?
Yeah, really.
Ah, he's ugly.
Well, you'd probably be pretty ugly too if you had faces growing all over you.
Yeah, and
I
that's
don't
one.
think I'd be looking very pretty either.
No, I'd be pretty ugly.
Hmm.
That is just a weird thought right there. That is really super
Hmm.
weird.
It reminds me of some of the stuff I saw when I was growing up. They had some shows that would show various medical conditions
Mhm.
that people had. And there was more than one story, not a lot of them, but a few stories about somebody who had like a twin fetus that got subsumed in the womb,
Oh
but it turned
wow!
into a tumor and grew inside their body.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of.
God Almighty! Yeah, so they're down in that spaceship now. So we won't know though until the next reading whether or not the how they get discovered and all that stuff. He says he's got a group of guys that work for him, I guess.
Hmm.
Boy, a little girl like that, it was about 6, 7 years old, being with a monster like this. God Almighty!
Hmm. And yet he's still treating her better than her parents ever did.
That's true. Nine kings and the gin of Mars. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much all we got here on this one. So, any thoughts? And
Well, that really springs to mind.
Yeah, that rascal Angelus. He's not.
Yeah, he says he's stuck at work.
Yeah, he's at work. Yeah. Yeah, I think he says he thought it was a genie of sorts. I always understood to be a demon, but maybe.
Well, they're kind of like a genie in that they'll, from what I understand from the mythos, they will grant wishes, but they will always twist them in a way to bring harm on the wisher.
Yeah. Looks like the nine kings of Mars arrived there at ES 244, which is year 2200. So let's keep an eye out for that. Oh boy.
I think that's going to be a little past my expiration date.
Yeah, I think so. Even the creek might not make that. So anyway, that's it. That's it for the manga reading, and we'll pick up next time with chapter 16. And just keep going. That'll be the first of next month, I guess. Any final thoughts about it there, say, Smendrick? What do you think?
I don't know if to tell it on a live stream, but I'm more like a moderator or interviewer. So my point of view is
important.
Yeah, it is. My point of view about this bad guy is what happened.
Yeah.
Before he was.
Well, he kind of alluded to it. He wants to take
bad guy.
Yeah.
What conditions in the past made him a bad guy? And on the other view, if you know that someone has a heavy disease that breaks your mind in real life also, it's the same in real life. That breaks or turns your mind, your brain into something you've never been before.
Well, he kind of alludes to
it. Then is he really a bad guy, or just
mentally ill?
Mentally ill, and let's hope he doesn't recognize it, that he is mentally ill.
Well, from what I understand, his condition hasn't really affected his mind. It was more everything he's gone through.
You never
has
know
broken
this.
him.
Yeah. If you look at one story or at cutout timeline, then you may come to a conclusion that tells you he's really a bad guy. But I'm not interested in periods in a cutout timeline. I told you once, look at the entire story.
Well,
the entire vita of an individual. So it's the same in nowadays. Yeah. Families that breaks because one of their beloved persons or more get ill, and maybe they didn't know the names of other family members and so on. Yeah. But are these people, these patients, bad, or are they, just a victim of their disease?
Well, I think in his case, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's because we have this, or we see this in our times, yeah, with so-called modern diseases, yeah, which changes the people's mentality, yeah, the people's characters, yeah. And I don't know. I cannot. I don't want to judge those what you call bad guys. Yeah.
Well, he does want to take revenge on the person that gave him that affliction. I guess.
He's not going to just take revenge. I did spoil it a little bit myself.
Okay.
There's going to be terrible things coming, and he's going to be the cause of it.
Yeah. Well, he already.
Sorry, I don't understand the English word. He's what, Lee?
There are terrible things going to be coming, and he's going to be the cause of them.
The root cause. Now I understand. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, he may. I haven't seen any evidence that his condition is affecting his mind. Like I said, indications are, excuse me, indications are that it's just all of the trauma and everything that he's suffered. It sort of broke him, like a victim of torture, basically. But he has become something of a monster at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, on the inside, he is even uglier than he looks outside.
Well, he did. You remember a few chapters back, he did kill those people at that council. You know, he just showed up and killed a bunch of them. So that was we know that he's capable of murder. We know that. So.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Smendrick. Judging somebody evil if they have a mental illness.
Yeah.
Is I'm not sure what how to put that, but for me, I'm not necessarily interested in whether or not they're evil so much as whether or not they're going to bring great harm to everyone around them.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should discuss this on another level. Yeah, how to protect from people with mental diseases. Yeah. We have this discussion here, especially in Germany, in the last few days. That's one thing. But what I don't like is prejudging.
I wonder if his condition is somewhat neurological, because if he's got one of those mass tumors growing in his head, that might affect his,
the basis on which I decided to be more a moderator than
Let me see if I can find.
Well, there was no indication of that. He did say that if he were to get a mechanical body, it would do that, but it didn't seem like it had yet.
Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to look for it now. I'm looking for it, and I'll bring it back up when I see it because it has a image of it. No, I guess, yeah, there it is. Let me bring that back up. You see down here the lower panel?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that, well, yeah, it doesn't say he has it now, I guess, but
Yeah, I think that's an indication of like if he were to get a fully mechanical body, that's what would happen to his brain.
mm-hmm. I think too, even if those masks covered his entire body where there's no other place to grow,
Mm-hmm.
then that might also happen to him, I think.
Yeah, because it's always seems to be searching out new real estate on his body.
Yeah.
But as sickly as he looks right now, I don't think it can spread much more without causing him just to keel over dead.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. Well, anyway, that's it. We'll find out what's going to happen next, in the next chapter. So,
Yep.
any last thought, guys, about chapter 15?
Yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't get more realistic.
It's a Kishiro story.
Yeah.
Much more,
yeah. Hopeful. Yeah. Good point. Hopefully, it is only a Kishiro story. Okay. So enough said for this stream.
Well, it is. I guess those mass tumors are based on reality anyway. I mean, they won't be tasted.
I wouldn't like to discuss this. Yeah, because if you go a step back and see it more in total, what does Kishiro wants to explain with this? Okay.
Well, not without doing a spoiler. Buckle up when you see this. As it relates to Alita,
it's going to get warped.
Yeah, it is. It's going to get warped really big time. So, all right, well, we'll leave it right there, I guess, then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, coming up on the channel, I guess tomorrow I've got a music video premiering. It's going to be coming out the same time Radio Chaos, goes on air. And it's basically going to be that song "I Need You Tonight" by NXS, a good Aussie group. So if Angelus is still out in the chat, he'll know it. Although he may not, because it's an 80s song, so he might have been too young for that at that point. And then on, I guess, the 10th, or if you're in the future, the 11th, then that little scene of Ito finding Alita in the scrapyard, we're just playing that as is. And then on the 12th or the 13th, if you're past the international date line, we got some images of Alita as an elite warrior, and they're stills, but they're really good images. I kind of enjoyed putting it together because Alita looks real good in those things. So anyway, that's that. And then of course next week we got the Alita live stream. So that's what's coming up in the coming week, and hope you guys can see all that good stuff. Any other questions or topics you guys want to talk about?
Afraid nothing really jumps out at me.
Yeah. I want to kind of promote. I've started doing this, I guess for the past month or so, but I want to start featuring other Alita Army channels. And this week I want to, kind of put KranberriJam's channel out there. She does really good art videos, and it's pretty cool. She interacts with with the audience. It's kind of as she's drawing picture or drawing doing art. And she also plays games, like I think she played Cyberpunk 2077 here not too long ago, and she's played other games on here. So check out her channel. That'd be on YouTube, and that'd be at KranberriJam. So, and Cran's a friend, so if you can, I'd appreciate it as well. And she's a heck of a good artist too, for that matter. She's done. I know she's done some, commissions for me and done some for Angelus, and she really knows her stuff when it comes to art. So, did we miss anything, you guys?
Well, I did have one quick question.
Yes, sir.
What little you've seen of that latest chapter, have you been enjoying it so far?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I only got about a third of the way through it because I had to quit because something came up. But yeah, I mean, it's well, I don't want to spoil too much, but I would say the part that struck me the funniest is in that particular chapter I'm reading. It's chapter 24. Is it 25?
It's 24.
24.
It's file 25, chapter 24. Yeah. Fanfiction.net does that weird thing with the file numbers.
With the numbers. Yeah. When they could have started the numbers at 0 so you wouldn't get confused. So anyway, but a funny part of that, I think, is, Lee's titular character there, or not titular character, but main character, his name is Jason. And he was in a big brouhaha with trying to protect Gerhard, when this person that really hates Alita, Finra, is a competitor in the motorball and all that good stuff. But anyway, he nearly kills Jason, but the Ito puts him into a cyber body. So now he's a
total he's not in a cyber body yet.
Oh, he's not. I thought he was.
Notice I said yet, but
well, he is a cyborg, though. He
is a cyborg. Because that first attack in the street that got him into Ito's clinic, he lost both his legs and his left arm and an eye. Yeah.
But anyway, they're sitting at the breakfast table. He gets up. He's down there to eat breakfast. Alita comes in, and they begin to just talk about things, And she said, "Well, how's your new body?" That kind of thing. And he said, "Well, I'm getting used to it," or something to that nature. Anyway, she says, "Yeah, something like that." But anyway, she says, "Well, you got to have faith," and of course, Jason looks at her and kind of laughs, I guess, and says, "Oh, a Martian atheist telling me that I have telling a old time or traditional Christian Earthman to have faith." And she said, "I'm not an atheist. I'm more agnostic," or something like that. So, but it struck me as funny, that.
Well, she was telling him, it's like he's telling her, it's like, "I guess he should have doubted you about Ito getting me back together finally."
That's right.
It's like, "Yeah, I did tell you, try to have a little faith."
Yeah, that's right.
He chuckles at that, and she asks him what, and he says, "Martian atheist telling an ancient Earth Christian, have a little faith."
Yeah. Then she says, I'm kind of.
Yeah, she's, well, I'd say I'm more of an agnostic.
Agnostic, and I don't know about this supreme creator thing or whatever it was she said. I can't remember. But
not sure if I have a standing on that whole all-knowing creator thing, or if I even have a standing at all. Yeah,
that's right. So anyway, I've enjoyed it so far, and I'm gonna get back to it. So I know about where I was. So anyway. Okay, did we miss anything, Smendrick?
No, just to request Alita sequels.
Yes. Yeah, we did. We have missed that so far. So.
Yeah. We don't do it often enough.
Yeah, I think so.
We are not really present in social media and on streaming, and it's so sad. Yeah, so we have to say it again and again.
And again, where's our sequel? Yeah,
us these damn sequels.
Absolutely.
Sequel, Disney. We're waiting on you.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's that, I guess. There's our queen right there. And Rosa is, she's top notch in the Creeks book. That's for sure. In terms of being an actress, she's super duper, and then I know that the couple of times I've talked to her is just really It was really nice talking to her. She was so nice to Charlie Smith and I, you know, and yeah, she's an all around good person, I think. I also wanted to give shout outs to El Lamont and Jesse Fisher. I know we've interviewed them on Radio Chaos, and they seem like they're really nice as well. You know, we had a lot of fun interviewing both of them. You know, it's, I think Angelus and I at one point actually proposed to Jesse Fisher, something like that. And she said, I'm already engaged, something like that. So anyway, we had a lot of fun with that, you know, and of course, Elle was great, man. She stayed with us the entire stream, you know, and she was just super duper. So all three of these, we want all three of them in the Alita sequel. Certainly our queen, we want her to be Rosa. We want her to be Alita again for sure. But I want to see Alita and Screwhead, you know, kind of team up against Joshigan, you know, in the sequel. That would be super duper. That would go a long way to Disney, you know, kind of get me back on board with them, I guess. So, yeah, we want all three of these ladies back in there because they are super at what they do, you know, and we are so fortunate, particularly with Rosa, that she's our queen. You know, I mean, she's proud to be our queen too. You know, she loved it. You know, when Charlie and I told her that she was the queen of the Elite Army, she said, "Oh, that's a crown I would wear with pride." You know, so that's pretty cool. You know, so she's just really great, and so is Elle and Jesse. They're super. You know. Okay, tomorrow on Radio Chaos, we're going to have another manga reading. Gundam Fallen Angel, Chasing Chaos, Fight 2, Goodbyes. So anyway, and I think Maxie's going to be the host on this because he usually does these. I think Angelus has done one manga reading, I think, and Maxie's done all the rest of them. And you know, I enjoy these manga readings quite a bit, you know, because for one thing, it kind of gives us a good foundation of who Alita is. You know, we can relate that to the movie a little better, I think. So join us for that one. And we are going to have a Stammtisch party after this. So if any of you folks, you know, want to come on, I'm going to put the link in the chat, you know, so that way you can jump on here with us. And there's the link right there in the chat. You can come on there and, you know, we'll discuss Alita and Alita related subjects and stuff like this. This is actually Smendrick's idea. He came up with this idea of it being the Stammtisch, you know. So, and of course, I think it's great, you know. So click on that, and when you do, don't worry about, you know, people seeing you and all that on the internet and all this. This Stammtisch is after the stream is over. So it's just going to be us, you know, it's not going to be anybody else, you know, it doesn't get on YouTube or anything like that. So if you want to come on just to say hi or, you know, talk briefly with us, you know, by all means do it. We'd love to have you on here. And just as a reminder, we are the Alita Army. We are the most positive fandom on the entire internet. You know, we support our queen and Alita, you know, passionately and positively. You know, we just really we want those Alita sequels, and certainly, you know, we want Robert Rodriguez to direct them, and we want James Cameron to be involved. We want Rosa to be Alita again, and it would be great, I think. So just as a reminder to Disney, we are the Alita Army, and we are here to stay. And I tell you what, the Creek is going to keep doing what he's doing until we get that sequel. And even then, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going, you know, and until we get Alita 3. Then we'll think maybe scaling back a little bit. Instead of doing 3 videos a week, maybe I'll do 2, something like that. All righty. So why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it. And to paraphrase Gruishka, I'm only here for our girl and the Alita Army. And of course, all of us in the Alita Army are only here for our girl and each other because we want those sequels. And that just leaves us with one thing left to do. And of course, that would be the call to action. That'd be on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Fill
those
those
sequels, baby.
baby. All right. So we'll see you next week on the Alita live stream. We'll see you tomorrow on Radio Chaos. Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita live stream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.